So today we're on our way to an induction workshop. This is me wearing my model hat for the last time. So today essentially what's going to be happening is the semi-finalists for Mr. Central are going to be introduced to the whole business and idea of Mr. Central, the whole agency, and get more information, get more knowledge, get introduced, like I said, and be introduced also to what's going to be happening and what's coming after today and what's expected of them in terms of their journey and progress in competing for the title, where I think the actual crowning is going to be in October, so they don't really have a lot of time left. It's going to be in October, so I think typically they've got 2 months. Yes, so I think they've got 2 months, so everybody has to be sharp and focused and attention to detail and willing to work. So we have a panel of speakers for today's induction. These are the guys that are going to be motivating, inspiring, encouraging, and just sharing knowledge with the guys in terms of how they can win. And I think we have people that are coming through speaking about personal branding and things like those. So the idea that if you're part of something like this, how do you grow yourself in most areas of your life? As a business person. How do you build your personal brand? How do you build up your confidence in growing in terms of personal development and actually becoming someone, So I think at the heart of what Mr. Central is trying to do is trying to help and develop young guys into them stepping into whoever they can be in terms of potential, So this is what today is about. So we're going to take you guys with us to the induction workshop to see what everything's going to be like, and hopefully we'll have fun together. I think we're going to second floor. Yeah. So my job for today is I'm just going to be sharing my story with the guys in terms of how I won the competition, what my strategy was, what my thought process was, what my approach was, and hopefully that can help somebody to add value, because I think for me the most important thing was just the mindset that I had, from obviously being an entrepreneur myself. So all that kind of thinking and that mentality, how do I apply that into winning a competition like this, where essentially we're just competing one against the other. I'm going to
go straight and left.
I just saw the camera crew. YouTube people. And we walked into the spot. I was just like,
going in there.
So that's how it looks.
You're sitting in a bar.
It's very in the life.
I've always wondered. That was a nice experience. Very natural, very natural.
Yeah, I know.
Just very focused.
I think it's already hot. What do we have going on here?
Yes, I think it will be very useful on this topic. Yeah. So if anyone wants to do a presentation, we'll just give it to no, I said if you wanted to. So you'll just write that down. There's a guy.
Do you like sauces?
For making it to the semi-finals, because that's also a big deal, right? So please, we're super keen keen to hear some of your stories, some of the reasons why you wanted to enter the pageant. So after about the second speaker, I'm going to open up the floor. I'm going to reach out to one or two gentlemen. And I'm going to ask you why is it that you wanted to partake in the pageant. So think about your answers so long whilst we start with the program. So I'm just going to reach out here a bit. Let me start off by thanking our partners who are supporting this workshop today. My City Bloemfontein, Bonn Hotel, Howard Productions, V-Mag Life Studios, Tato Moroka from Uzuri Beauty, Dr. Soliti Bile, St. Eve Lodge and Spa in Waverley, the Central University of Technology, and Koni Letsoela. So I'm going to call up JP Dafu. We have the esteemed pleasure of having him as one of our speakers here today. He is the CEO and founder of My City, My City, My City, My City. Please come on, JP.
Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much for pronouncing my surname so beautifully. Everyone is always like, this what? So it's lovely, but thank you so much. First of all, good morning to everyone. I was listening to your stories, and I'm so excited about the path that all of you are on today. And I want to say thank you to Theo also for inviting us, for My City Bloemfontein, and for this platform that is created. I think it's really important to have men on the podium standing up for abuse, for everything that's out there that doesn't really get touched or talked about. So I'm very, very grateful to be a part of this. And then I want to ask all of you, if you do know My City Bloemfontein or you do not, if you do not know us, please go follow us. We are on Instagram, Facebook, and soon on Threads. So you can all just go and follow us there. And we will, if you do follow us, thank you so much. You are part of our 38,000 followers. So thank you so much.
Start with your vision, your mission, and your objectives. In there lies the true essence. Now sometimes you're like, but no, I don't know my vision, I don't know my passions, I don't know who I am really. And I always say this to my students as well is, most of the time, your purpose lies in those things people always say about you. Sibusiso speaks well, right? Because I was told from a young age, I started public speaking when I was 7 years old, because I was told, this child always speaks. All the time, I was always told, this child speaks a lot, this child speaks a lot. And today I use my voice to invoice child.
Sibusiso is a high-growth entrepreneur, a visionary leader, and philanthropist. He's a man of many other titles as well. So I'm going to call him up so that he can tell you more about his journey, his professional journey, as well as his journey in Mr. Central South Africa. As Mr. Central.
Hi guys. I didn't exactly prepare anything today because I wanted to be authentic and just to speak from my heart, you know. Because my responsibility for today was just to share my journey and how I got to be this guy that I am today. So first of all, can we have that picture up again, please? The one that we had before. Because there's a story behind that guy, and there's a story behind this guy, you know. And dare I say, there's no difference between this guy and the guy that I am now. Because the guy that you guys are going to see up there was, I wish you guys could actually see my face there. Because that guy there was scared. Yeah, that guy there was scared. The reason why I wanna mention this is because I want you guys to be able to see yourselves in me. To say, I'm just a guy really. And there was nothing special about me, there was nothing unique about me, there was nothing that I had that the other guys didn't have. But I'm just a guy that always felt that there's more I could do and there's more I could be, you know. Some of the guys in here actually know who I am. And the guy that I am, really, I'm a musician turned business guy. I'm a musician turned business guy who's just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm nobody special really, and I'm not different or unique to anybody else. It's just a drive in me of believing that I could be something else. I could be something, I could go somewhere, and all the visions and ideas. By raise of hands, how many of us think we can be and do something great with our lives one day? Absolutely, right? So my drive just purely came from that. The idea that where I am right now, I feel as though there is more to me and there's more to what I can give, right? And just to share something with you guys, I think 2 weeks from this moment, I'm going to be invited by the Premier herself of the NECs to go speak. Just from the idea of this potential that we see from this young man, and we feel as though there's something here, and we feel as though this guy can contribute to something from what we're trying to do here, right? And that was amazing for me because it was just testament of the vision that I had for myself in terms of the guy that I want to be and the guy that I know I can be. You know, starting from this journey where when I'm starting my journey, the idea is, let me just see who I can be, you know? Because at the core of who I am, I'm not a model, guys. Let me just put that out there. As a matter of fact, Max was one of my coaches when we did Freestyle Fashion Week, you know? Because I don't have the best of walks, nothing whatsoever. I really don't, guys, right? But today, I'm Mr. Central still, right? That just speaks to say, even with the shortcomings that we have and some of the qualities that we think will work to our disadvantage, we can still use those. And Max said one of the most important things to say, in everything and in anything that you do, just be yourself. I think for me, one of my greatest weapons was exactly that, me just being myself, you know? I think one of the most powerful tools that we have is the purpose that we have. The idea that to find yourself, you need to look way deep inside of you, in your heart of hearts, to find out who you are, and not to be looking at the other person, what they're doing and who they are, and to try to figure yourself out from that, but to look deep inside of you. And what you actually find from that is your authenticity of who you are going to be. So I'm going to give you guys 4 points. That was my plan from the beginning when I started this whole thing, which is more of a mindset, actually. And this is just what I apply in everything that I do in my life, you know. When I started in business just as a nobody, really. But I found myself in the process tapping into my potential of who I can be, and I found that I could actually build something authentic and build something significant. So from that point, I started building one of the fastest growing SMEs in the Free State, which was something peculiar, because like I said, I'm just a musician, you know, but I was just somebody with a dream and with a vision and with the idea of this guy that I can be, and that's the only thing I've been in pursuit of. So just to allude to what I said earlier on, the fact that I was looking deep inside of me to find myself and to find this guy that I can be and to find this potential that I have drove to all the results that I have. By the way, I'm also just some guy who, I'm born from Botshabelo, so shout out to you guys from Botshabelo. I'm born from Botshabelo and I'm 28 years old, so I can relate to, I don't want you guys to think that I'm some booty or I'm something, because I'm really not. I'm just somebody that's just trying to figure it out. I know that, you know, seeing this rain probably will make other guys feel like maybe I'm a bit older. I'm just 28, you know what I'm saying? I'm 28 and I'm just figuring it out. So the first thing that I did as part of my strategy was to outwork everyone. So I have a very competitive spirit. My mentality is, if you are going to go up against me, I'm not losing. Whatever that happens, I'm not losing. I don't care who it is, I don't care what it is, because when I sign up, I don't sign up because I think I'm going to lose. I sign up because I think I've got what it takes to win, right? So I'm not going to be the guy that loses, right? So Firstly, my idea is I have to outwork everyone. So whatever it is that you're doing, I'm going to do more of that. And if you're going to put in 8 hours a day, I'm going to put in 10 hours a day. And if you're going to put in 10 hours a day, I'll put in 12 hours a day. And if you put in 12 hours a day, I'll put 16 hours a day. We all know the mantra that Dave Johnson lives by, which is what? Doing the hardest work in the room, right? Do you guys know how much he's worth now in terms of his net worth? 800 million. Double and triple and fourfold and sixfold, everything that the rest of the guys are worth. Why? Because number one, he had a belief in himself to try something new, where there was no template for him, right? Hard work and being the hardest worker in the room. And today, I predict, and you guys can hold me accountable to this, I predict that in the next 3 to 5 years, Dwayne Johnson will be a billionaire. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that speaks to being the hardest worker and to outwork everyone. And then the second thing is I'll strategize. The person that's going to win, you have to have the best strategy in whatever it is that you're doing. One of the things I did, I pulled up there with pull-up banners with my face on, and everybody was, okay, what's going on here? It was a bit extra to do, but it was part of the strategy, because initially I was scared, as much as I was convincing myself of, my drive and the vision that I have, the potential that I have, but in reality, I was scared. I had not done it before. I had only done modeling twice, right? Which was in high school, something that I didn't even ask for. It happened to me. It happened to me. But I ended up winning that in any case also. But like I'm saying, it wasn't really something that I do. So I don't have the expertise, I don't really have the skills, I don't really have the how-to and the knowledge to be the guy that's up there. So I needed to have a better strategy more than anybody else, right? And then the third thing was how to improve. The idea that now that I have the strategy and I'm implementing the strategy, I still need to go back to revisit, does it work, does it not work, what do I need to change, do I need to change that, okay, what else can I do to improve this, how can I improve that, and see that I've got better results than everybody else. And then the last thing is outlasting. One of the most important things that Max said was, whatever that you start, you need to make sure that you complete. That's actually one of the most important principles, not even just for Mr. Central, but just as a thing to live by. Whatever you start, you need to be able to complete. And it's not everybody that's able to start something and actually make sure that they complete it. One person once said, it's harder to stay at the top because to go down, it's easy. You just let go. That's all you have to do. You just let go. But to go up and to stay up, it's much, much harder, right? So the idea of being the last man standing. So I want to leave you guys with this question. Who will be the last man standing?
Yep.
I think.
I'm a miracle worker. The ones that are street yard, which is going to use any of us. And these people sponsor us, they gave us.
Who gets up here? Like people that
Lift up your chin. And look at the camera, look at eyes. Joe, just your eyes.
So she always look after him. So she and him would highlights her. So I didn't call it. So we only watch people away for her and for them.
But what is she doing in the room?
So with me is Mr. Central South Africa, Sibusiso Darlington. How are you? Great, thank you. So please let me know briefly how you entered and how did you end up winning?
So how I entered was, I knew some of the guys in the competition, specifically like in the management positions and stuff. So I think it came as recommendations as well. And then I had seen the work that they had done in 2019 and it just was interesting. And for me, it was just the message behind me that was interesting. And so I decided to join because of that. And then how I ended up winning, I gave the guys actually, I gave a talk today. And I gave them 4 points. That was my mindset as to how I won. So the first thing was outworking everyone, and out improving everyone, out strategizing everyone, and out lasting everyone. So those are the 4 things that I was just focused on. Alright, cool. So we're done with the day today. What an interesting time. What an interesting time we had today with all the semi-finalists and all the conversations that are sparked in the midst of what happened today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope somewhere, somehow, along the stories, along the activities and everything, that somebody somewhere, somehow would have been inspired or motivated to do something. Because I think at the heart of what we were doing here today, at the core of the conversation is self-discovery and finding your purpose and finding all of these things about yourself as to who am I, what do I have, what can I do, how can I contribute, what can I contribute. So I think it's interesting and fascinating to see a lot of people and a lot of guys coming through with the same mentality, with the same passion, with the same drive, wanting just to find yourselves and to just develop yourself in terms of the journey of personal development and growth and everything. So if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you're part of the notification gang, and let's grow this thing together. Thank you so much. Cheers.